Hi everybody, so carrying on from our last video when we were looking at putting it into camping mode, into sleep mode, getting the curtains and things like that in there as well. We've charged this one up, so we're going to show you how to activate the camping mode on the vehicle. So camping mode is really important when you get onto a campsite for a few reasons. One of the big reasons is at night, because that camping mode will turn off things like your headlights. So every time you come and open the vehicle door normally, your headlights come on. It's like this coming home, leaving home function that's there, so it gives you illuminates around where you are. Obviously, if you're on a campsite, that's the last thing you want, these bright lights coming on at 1 in the morning, for example, or something like that that's in there. So camping mode does that. That's one of the things. It does a few other things as well, but that's one of the main things that it does. And obviously, once it's in camping mode, it just stays in camping mode until you drive off, and at that point then that turns camping mode off. It's the first thing I do once I'm actually stopped where I am. I put it into camping mode, turn the lights off, etc. So now when I get in and get out of the vehicle, for example, not all the lights are going to come on, just the ones that I want to that were on previously. So how do you activate camping mode? Really nice and easy. We do it off the control panel here on the side. So if this is dark, for example, to turn it on, you just press the button and it will light up, and it should look like we see it on here. And then to get into our menu, so just press the button again. That's got things like, for example, heating and ventilation, lights, for example, fridge box, and also in there is camping mode. So if we press camping mode, that's in there. There's a little information sign at the top. If you press that, it'll tell you what camping mode is. So while camping mode is active, you can configure the lights on your vehicle individually so that you do not disturb your neighbours at night. So as I said, the main one is the main headlights. So normally they would activate whenever you open, get to the vehicle, unlock and unlock it. You don't want to do that at night because you could be sat opposite somebody. That will turn all that off, and basically it allows you to completely do whatever you want within the vehicle, switch what lights you want manually and going round. So under there then we've got obviously on off, so we can turn it on and off depending on what we want in there. And then we've also got the option then to switch off the lights when we open the front door that's there. So I generally set it so that nothing comes on, so I basically have it so that all the lights are purely manual. So when I open the door, for example, I don't want any lights to come on in there, but you can activate it so that they come on, so it gives you some lights when you then open the door. As you've got lights as soon as you come into the vehicle anyway, you've only literally just got to put your hand up here and you can turn your light on or off that's on there, and again on here. So it's easy enough anyway if you want to, but everybody wants different things. But the camping mode, essentially, that's the first thing you want to do. Once you're set up and you know you're not going to move the vehicle again, pop it into camping mode and you're all good then for while you're staying. And then the final one at the bottom here it says USB interface passenger compartment, and what that allows you to do. So the USB charging sockets, which are in the back of the car, so from here backwards, normally only work when the engine's actually running or when the vehicle's in movement. You're driving it, and that will allow you then to turn those on so they actually do work while you're in camping mode. So you still be able to plug stuff into USB ports, etc., that are in the back, and they'll still charge from there. It will also actually, as well as divert power, so the information system on the front, so your stereo that's on the front, that will work also in camping mode without the engine being running as well, and that can last up to 24 hours. After that point, if it's not been used, it will go into sleep mode, or as long as obviously you've got power in your main battery as well. So if obviously you've not got a lot of power in your second battery, obviously that will be running that down as well, but that'll give you access to that as well while you're where you are, so you can play music and things like that. You can activate camping mode another way. From your main screen again, just swipe down, and camping mode is also in this quick section that's here, so you can just turn it on and off that's in there if you want to instead, and that won't give you the settings then that's in there, so you can just literally turn it on and off. So as you can see, we've got the radio working now, so we can play music from here. If you connected a phone or something like that, you'd probably be able to stream your music. Obviously there's certain things that won't work on here, like the car section of it, if you try and put the car in, because you'll need to turn the ignition on. Yeah, if you're trying to look at the car version, it'll say please switch the ignition on, but obviously you're not doing that. But it will give you access to everything else. So as I said, you can get into media and radio. You can listen to music and play those on there as well. Or for example, if you connected your phone via App Connect, you can put that on there as well, so you can play music through there as well. I think that's quite a good thing as well. If you're in camping mode, it just means it all works nicely together. So I said obviously, but camping mode, the important thing about camping mode is, for me, is more about those lights on the outside. So when you're opening and closing your vehicle, it's not flashing and things like that. You're not getting your main headlights on. So do remember to put it into camping mode, and your neighbours will thank you for it on a campsite with your lights not coming on full every time you get in and out of your vehicle. So obviously that's camping mode in total. So we've done all the blinds, so put our into sleep mode at night from in there. And then obviously we've got in camping mode as well for when you arrive, and that's all the things that we do when we actually set up the vehicle. So as always, if you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button, click the like if you enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you next time.